We've all taken panoramic and large photos that look great on our computer. Problem is when we upload them to Instagram, we often have to sacrifice the height of the picture in order to compensate for the width. Today I want to show you a little trick that I picked up that allows you to create a swipeable panoramic picture in a single post using the carousel function on Instagram. This will preserve all the detail of your photo without sacrificing the aspect ratio at all. I'm also going to show you how to have the panorama display on your grid view as well. All right, let's get started. Okay, so before we get started into actually editing the photo, just want to talk quickly about the crop aspect ratio that we're going to use. So in order to utilize the most real estate on Instagram in the feed, we're going to want to use a 5:4 aspect ratio for the single picture. Now, considering that we are going to have 3 pictures in this panorama, we are going to take the width of the picture, which in this case is 4, and we're going to multiply it by the number of pictures, 1, 2, 3. That's going to give us 12. Our height is 5, so our crop aspect ratio when we edit the picture is going to be 12:5. Now, this number 12, it is all determined on how many pictures you have. So if you have 2 pictures, it's going to be 4 times 2 is 6, so your crop aspect ratio will be 6:5. If you have 5 pictures, it'll be 5 times 3, 15. 15:5 is going to be the crop aspect ratio. Now, the other example is if you want to do square. Now, square is just 1:1. So in this case, our height is 1, our width is 1. We have 3 pictures. 3 times 1 is 3. Our crop aspect ratio is going to be 3:1. So same thing applies. If you have 2 pictures, 2 times 1 is 2. Crop aspect ratio 2:1, and so on. So it's all determined on how many pictures you can put or how many pictures you want to crop. And in Instagram, we can put up to 10 images in the carousel, so the max number of pictures we could have is 10. All right, let's get into editing the photo. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is open up your picture in Photoshop. Now, I edited this picture in Lightroom, tweaked some of the colors, and then brought it into Photoshop. So we want to come over here to the crop tool and select it. Come up here and click ratio, and then we will put in our ratio that we want. So we know we want it 12 wide by 5 high. You hit enter, and now you can just come down on the picture and move it within the crop frame to get it exactly where you want, to get the exact framing you like. So that about there looks good. Now once you have it, you go ahead and you hit return, and there is your cropped image 12:5. Now we have to put some guidelines in. So you want to come up to view and do new guide layout. And in this case, we're going to select the number of pictures that we're going to do, which in this case is 3. Now sometimes when you select this, margin might be selected, or there might be a number in gutter, for example. If there are, you just want to go erase that and then get rid of the margin, and then just select the number of columns. Again, this is going to be how many pictures you are going to have in your panoramic. So you go ahead and hit OK. Now what you want to do is come over to the crop tool again, do a long press, and then select the slice tool. From here, you're going to select the slices from guides button. And what this is going to do is it's going to tell Photoshop to create 3 individual pictures, which you can then export. So go ahead and hit slices from guide, and then you can see a blue frame appeared around it with some numbers, 1, 2, and 3. Come up to File, Export, Save for Web. Now once you're here, you can back out and just do Fit in View to see all your pictures. Click on one, and then you want to come up here and make sure that JPEG is selected and maximum. And then you have to go through each picture, just make sure it's selected. Sometimes I've seen this say GIF before, so it's just good practice to click on each picture, make sure you're at JPEG maximum, and then you want to go ahead and hit save. Go ahead and choose where you want to save the pictures. I'm just going to save it to my pictures folder here. Images only, default settings, and all slices. Go ahead and click save. Now what's going to happen is when you go to your images, you are going to have 3 separate images saved like that. Okay, now that we have the images exported from Photoshop, let's send them over to our phone. You can use AirDrop or email or whatever works best for you. So what we're going to do first is we're going to open up the Instagram app and let's create just the swipeable panoramic picture. So let's go create a new post. First thing you want to do is in the lower left-hand corner of the picture, hit the expand icon. That will return the picture to its actual aspect ratio, the one, the 4:5 that we made in Photoshop. So what we want to do is we want to select the picture that is going to be on the left first. So in this case, it's going to be the tree. Select the carousel icon right here. Go ahead and select the middle picture, and then lastly the third picture. Go ahead and hit next. And now you can see that we have the pictures all stitched together in a swipeable panoramic view. Go ahead and hit next, share. And then now you can see here it is. Here's our 4:5 aspect ratio, swipeable panoramic, beautiful, much more engaging than just that single panoramic shot that's squished together. So now when you go in the feed, you can see that you just have that one picture on the left. My personal preference is not only to have the swipeable panoramic picture, but to have it in the grid feed as well. So let me show you how we do that. All right, so we're going to go back and create a new post. Again, just hit the icon in the lower left corner to expand the picture to its original ratio. And go ahead and post the picture that's going to be on the far right, the third picture. So in this case, it's going to be this one. Go ahead and hit next and share. Okay, now we're going to post the picture that's in the middle, which is this one. Hit next, share. And then now we have to post the last picture, but this is going to be basically what we did in the last step, where we're going to use the carousel function to stack them all together. So expand to its original aspect ratio. Choose the first picture in the carousel, which is going to be the tree. Hit the carousel icon, and then now just put your pictures together like you normally would. Hit next, and again you can see that we have our pictures stitched together. Hit next, share. And then when we go back to our grid view, now you can see not only do we have the stackable panorama, the swipeable panorama, but we also have the other pictures in the grid view as well. Now when you click them, you're only going to see that one picture, so for some people this might be a deal breaker, but for me, whenever I post a swipeable panoramic on Instagram, I like for it to be a panoramic in the grid view as well. Just my personal preference, but I think it looks nice in conjunction with the swipeable panorama. Okay, so that about wraps up this video. I hope that you guys found it interesting and educational, and you'll use some of these tips and tricks next time you upload a panoramic picture to Instagram. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I love to answer any questions I get. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.